Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Bombs Away.
Hey, I lost a nail, which really sucks to be a cat with that problem. But, you know, I've got 9 more. It's a lie. It's actually 10 lives. That was a bad joke.
Yep. Okay, this one works. Great.
Do I have to switch out with that?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
Yep, that one works now. Okay.
Cool story.
We're almost there. Keep going. Keep riffing.
I like to think that Jonathan has like a subtle hard-on for Katy Perry, even though the rest of the world is giving up on her.
No, it's not even subtle.
Oh, it's not, because I can see it through that costume. Ugh, God.
It's
Put it
Katy all
away.
day, every day. You know, I feel like if Russell can get it, I can get it. That's how I feel.
That is true. He was like
Check. Yep.
low-level bohemian.
All right.
Not in a good way.
All right, cool. So, ladies and gentlemen, did you enjoy the movie?
It was a movie we all sat through.
We all sat through. Yeah. That's a good way of putting it. So, how many people had never seen this movie before? Pretty much everyone?
Everyone.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So, by a show of hands, because I'm still getting chairs up here because I forgot chairs. How about that? How many people have been to a bomb show before? Okay.
Yeah.
So what we do is we try to intro the show a little bit different. We give you a rundown, which most people would, listening to the show normally would not have. You know, most people either have seen the show or are experiencing it for the first time. So I have one tagline. Okay. You'll sweat blood. What are you laughing at?
You.
Why?
You.
Just the shark?
It looked like you were like pawing at the iPad. Like, I think I've got it.
Yeah. Touche. Okay. I've got one tagline. You'll sweat blood.
Yeah, but no one even did that in the film.
No.
That's like my major critique of it. I'm like, your tagline doesn't even happen in your film.
Touche.
Right?
So,
Touchy.
with 1 chlorine gassing, 1 multiple locker pole through the neck, 1 melting by sprinklers, 3 pairs of breast, 1 exploding hand, 1 crushed hand, 1 face that breaks open, 1 exploding head, 3 people fully engulfed in flames, 1 juicy eyeball, and 14 on-screen deaths. With a 5.4 on IMDb, it's 1989's Death Spa. Let's drop some bombs. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise!
Ah!
Hello, sweetheart. Welcome to my party.
There's more to this job than things that go beep and buzz.
I never waste effort in the gym. Besides, I'm beta, you're VHS.
Never luck without a spotter, Freddy. Weight falls on your chest and you can really get squashed.
Let's die together and live forever in hell.
I can't. I don't want to.
We've only just begun.
Oh, please. No.
Okay,
Okay,
great.
we should have named that drink the Juicy Eyeball.
I know, I'm feeling
What is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Why didn't you do that?
Right?
I'm never letting you take control again.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I do have a special guest tonight. Please welcome to the stage stand-up comedian, voice actor, and host of the Rippin' Skippin' podcast, Mr. Kevin Tienken.
Take it.
Kevin, I got a chair for
Tienken?
you. Hold on. Did I
Tienken?
say it right? I never asked.
He's got 2 microphones.
It's taken like thinking.
Taken.
Taken.
Sorry.
Taken
Like,
like
Here,
thinking.
here's your
Thank-
chair.
Got it. Oh,
Here's your
his-
chair because I'm completely disorganized
You're
tonight.
a mess of a
as a-
shark.
Here's your chair.
There's your chair. All right.
What, is
Can
Jeff,
anyone
what, is Jeff
guess?
Foxworthy up here?
Oh, what?
So, Kevin, what are you dressed as?
Don't.
I'm Jeffrey Dahmer.
Oh, okay, well, you just told him. Do I look like a
It makes
snack?
sense.
Ba-dum-bum.
And Jarrett, what are you dressed as?
Really?
I mean, I
Does
thought-
anyone not know musicals in here that is like, what the fuck is he?
Well, I mean, it's for the people at home.
Oh,
like
well, that's true. Okay, I guess for those that can't see.
okay,
That was kind of rude to blind people. It's fine.
Right,
I'm
so
a
what
cat
are you?
from Cats.
okay. I thought you were David Bowie from David Bowie from
Wait.
Labyrinth.
He
I
doesn't
really-
say anything right.
I never say it right. I never say it right.
Katie knows.
So, Kevin, I hit you up,
Fall forward.
and I said,
You hit me on my pager, and it felt major. If I'm
Yeah.
honest, if I can be honest.
I hit you up, and I asked you to watch this movie. First impressions.
There's a lot of jugs in the movie. Yeah, it was nuts. Like I feel like I saw the casting call for this movie. It was just like good body, willing to show nudity, and then they probably had like 300 people show up.
Yeah, but don't say nudity. Say show boobs. 'Cause
Boobs.
there was no male nudity, which was upsetting because this is like the most homophobic gay film I've ever seen.
Oh yeah.
Where I was like, just show a penis.
I mean, Merritt Butrick was like the entire time was trying to get more and more
And,
like exposure
even then,
from
it was
this
like
movie.
He was shirtless for 5 seconds.
Yeah.
And I was still like, please, come on.
So Merritt Butrick plays David in the film, guys. David is most famously, if you've seen Star Trek 2 or 3, he is Captain Kirk's son in those films.
Oh,
Right? Nobody cares.
We don't know.
I was doing that for the listener at home.
Nerd alert.
There's plenty of people thinking that right now, and I'm just making the voice for it.
Okay. Yeah. Thank God. Sure. Go ahead. Fix it
Oh,
up.
yeah. It's got problems, but
Yeah.
best of luck to you.
I'm a mechanical engineer.
Is that why you do comedy?
Yes.
It's okay. I'm a theater major, and I'm sitting here, too, so.
Is it not obvious?
Yeah.
I just,
What? Me? Costume crafts?
I love how I put you dead center. It's just
There's a reason.
okay, so let's get into this. So first off, there's a giant crane shot, which is actually famously like the first crane shot. Like they did this in Scream, which one of your favorite movies, right?
I actually was
is
talking
this,
about it backstage.
Yeah, what?
Dahmer can attest to it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, no, he's texting.
What'd you
No,
say?
I'm not texting. I made notes.
Oh, his notes.
I
He came
took
prepared, which
notes.
I was like, my mind is great, I think.
And I was excited. Anyway, continue.
Probably not.
I have some some
No, we
poignant
were talking
stuff.
about Scream backstage.
Oh,
I
okay.
was talking about Scream backstage.
Yes, I
You
hadn't
always
seen
talk
before.
about Scream. But either way, this is famous for like it's the same crane shot, like where like a Steadicam operator actually was on a crane and then stepped off crane and kept going through the scene. And this is like the first time that happened, where like a crane operator actually like was on a crane. You saw it like at the overhead of LA,
And then they
nightscape.
stepped off the crane.
Yeah, and
Like
yeah,
you just
thank
explained.
God damn it.
It's like a beautifully shot piece of shit.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, man, we got to do it at the golden hour.
Yeah.
We got to make sure we're shooting between 6:30 and 7:30, all right? I want the sun to be barely going down. Can we get some mist in here? This piece of shit's going to look beautiful.
I need I need the H off. Why the fuck isn't the H off? I need it to say D space EATH.
Did somebody step in this shit? Jesus Christ. I told you to have 7 pieces of shit waiting around for us to film. We got the crane for 12 hours.
So
Somebody shit for me now. I need a fresh one. Sorry, this is the director of photography on the
yeah,
Death
that's
Spot.
exactly how that
He
went
was
down.
very
Actually,
Probably.
so
It was dedication.
I like to think that as the events that happened this night, where a girl gets like steamed to death,
Oh, yeah.
basically.
With chlorine. It's like, what
Yeah,
was the...
it's chlorine bleach, basically, that was vaporized, and she goes and becomes
What
burned.
was that, Agent Orange?
I'm not quite sure.
I thought that was outlawed.
But
That shot was so insane because they take a lot of time to like disguise her nips for a long time. Like there's
yeah.
some beautiful shot stuff where you almost see it. You're like, oh shit. I'm about to see the full areola.
Is that how it went for you? Just,
That's exactly.
Oh, shit.
My
Come on.
internal monologue
Come on.
hasn't changed since I was like 9.
Mine was like,
oh God, some areolas. I think is it darker right there? Oh
Yeah.
fuck. And
Mine was
then
like-
they show her full on bush,
Yeah.
like right
Yeah.
after that.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Why?
I had the same oh God reaction, but it was a lot different.
Why, man, I
Oh
wasn't like,
God!
I wasn't like jacking off or anything, but I just remember.
Oh, I wasn't either.
I just. There's a lot
I
of
was
tight ass
scared.
in this movie. I will say that.
Oh,
though.
yeah.
I mean, it's a real smorgasbord for the eyes.
So what I find is unfortunate about the fact that like lightning strikes the building and it becomes death spa is that like when the investigators show up for this like basically chlorine bleaching,
Star body.
like is that what the first thing they see? They're like, oh well, that's
unfortunate.
Okay, well, seems a little
Foreshadowing.
foreboding.
Yeah.
And then what?
I just want to say I love that the empty entire spa, we'll call it. It's a workout area. It's a YMCA, like kind of degraded.
No, it's actually
But-
a dance studio. Like that's what they rented.
Oh, 100%. But it definitely looks like an art installation that you would see in WeHo that's like the gay pressure of working out and being fit.
So the gay pressure working out is a bunch of like frosted
Pastels.
crystal glass cubes,
Yeah.
and which looks also to be like a ring, like a half of a wrestling ring.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's very weird. Like I don't exactly know what
It's
the structure of this building is because also like all the workout machines are like embedded in the wall.
Well, that's where the machines are. The actual machines. So the computer can take over
There's
Oh.
the
and
foot-
adjust weight.
when you go outside and you look at the building, like when they do that beautiful crane shot, that you see
Majestic.
the footprint of the building. It doesn't match what you see because that building's fucking huge.
Yeah.
It's like a goddamn labyrinth.
Well, it also has like a conveyor belt
the
into the
basement.
basement for no reason.
What the fuck? What are they? What
How
are they
many
loading
packages
up?
do they
Some
get?
underground trucks or something? I don't know. There was a lot of stuff that didn't make sense.
No. So we have
Boobs
we have
Boobs don't make sense.
made sense. That was the only time I knew that I was like, oh, okay, I know what's going on here. I watched the movie. What the fuck is going on here? You see full bush and some tits. I'm like, oh, I know what's happening here.
no.
This is straight up softcore porn.
But the rest didn't make a lick of sense to you.
Not well. I mean, I was trying to follow it and be genuinely trying to follow it and like figure out where is this going. I've got to be able to explain this to the masses. That's what I was told this podcast was.
Yeah.
And
Well, yeah,
and I don't
try.
I didn't-
it's mostly tangents. I'm going to tell you right now. Like, it's
I
just,
like. I'm a good fan. I'm a
So,
fan of tangents.
our
You know,
first
one
girl-
time I
Yeah.
used to buy mustard in bulk. I don't know. But anyway.
So, I've forgotten her name, and it doesn't really matter. But David's girlfriend in the film, she gets
Wow. Triggered.
she
She has
gets
a name.
Yeah, she gets chlorine bleached almost to death.
Oh, yeah.
Right, and then goes to the hospital. And this film just immediately just is like, he's going to the hospital now. He's racing to the hospital in his Porsche. And
Is he though?
He
He's
just
like, well, I gotta show up.
Oh no, he's running red lights.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then he
red
just
lights.
goes into the burn unit and just starts opening doors like, "Hey, what's going on in here?"
And there's a girl in the bathtub, like, hey,
Yeah, and then
I
he's
was
like,
in here.
my ex-brother-in-law, and like he's like, my ex-brother-in-law. He goes, well, what do you mean by ex-brother-in-law? And he goes, my wife's dead.
Oh, with the police
Like,
officer,
open the
right?
door, like no shit. Like I'm responsible for the
best
chlorine
line.
burning, and my wife's dead.
Yeah.
Let's. Where's
She
where's the
didn't
woman
make
at?
it through her
All-
suicide.
Okay, so all of David's dialogue is to let us know what the plot is.
He is Sir Exposition.
David, thank you. Michael, thank you. Michael,
Sir Exposition.
the lead, right? He's the one with the dead wife and the new girlfriend, but also is having threesomes possibly in the club. He's got a lot going on for a guy who continually admits that like whoever he's dating currently is the only one he's dating,
Yeah.
right? So
Well, Laura pulled him
like-
out of it. Whatever it was.
yeah.
You know, the death of a spouse.
So
I hope to be pulled out of it.
yeah.
God, he's so insensitive.
So the movie continues on, and we're introduced to a spa that is completely computerized, right?
What the fuck? What the fuck does that even mean?
I'm not
Like-
quite sure because basically it's like if you scan a card, it will know what your, I guess. It's not even a word then. I was going to say biometrics. That's not a thing.
But I mean, like, I would get that if you had, like, there was some sort of thing where it's like, will this sensor an RFID chip, perhaps even in modern day speak?
Yeah, in 1989.
You go bleepity bloop. It goes, oh shit, you need to work on your thighs or whatever. And then I go, oh, the thigh machine knows exactly what kind of thigh workouts I'm looking for today,
Right.
Based on my past history with thigh workouts. But then they're concerned about, like, God damn it, who this computer is controlling the tiles that are flying off the wall. How?
Yeah.
And she touches his face with her palm. What does the computer have to do with that?
You mean in the end when she just basically like
did anybody figure out the relationship between her and the computer?
David? That's the relationship.
See, I don't even understand.
That's the relationship.
It's deep.
Yeah. No, he's sleeping with the computer at home.
He's fucking
Like,
that
that's it.
computer.
The computer I thought was his sister.
Well, the computer is haunted but he's also possessed.
But he's also gay.
And he bones
Oh, he's
his
totally
sister.
gay.
Oh, he's like, my specialty isn't controlling women. Is that what he said? What did he say?
No, he actually said, "Oh, you mean that?" He goes, "Were I interested in a life of crime, it would be in computer espionage, electronic blackmail, and fraud." And I'm like, well, I guess we should
he specifically
to that.
He specifically says something that's along the lines of like, "No, I don't care about burning women in a spa."
Yeah, that's it.
What was his accent too? What the hell? Why? What are these choices that
Can
these
you
actors are
recreate
making?
this accent?
It's just like, all right, you're gonna be the legal brother of this gentleman whose wife's dead, and you're a mastermind, and but you're related to everybody that's kind of around you there. It's same general area because you're working at the death spa together. He's like, all right, okay, so I'm going to be the captain of the death spa. It's just, where did it come from? Why?
Well, he's blonde.
Michael.
He's actually very
you got the
Aryan,
accent
so-
right. It's very Aryan. You're right.
If I was interested in...
All right, I'm taking this off. All right. So,
You were so sweaty under that hood.
I know, right? I want to talk about David's best friend, which is also the
Computer?
No, not the computer. Not David's. Michael, the owner, his best friend.
Oh, Michael, you get him straight.
I know, right?
Get him straight. David's gay.
Yeah. I want to talk about his best friend, the black guy, which I totally forget his name because they didn't say it. Did they say it? Marvin?
Yeah.
God, they watched it. It's been 2
I
3
didn't watch
days.
it twice and try and remember things.
I know,
either.
right?
I thought that was her boyfriend in the beginning because he was just standing there.
Yeah, he straight up kissed
And
her
they
on the lips. He
kissed
was
each
like,
other.
Nice to see you.
And she was sitting there breathing and meditating, and he was kind of crotch to eye level. Anybody else see that?
Yeah.
And kind of just
And he
creeping.
hiked him up.
Well, also in the beginning, what was she drinking wine?
Oh,
what was that?
It was a Perrier, but it also looked like champagne.
Well, I know it was a bottle of water, but doesn't it look like wine?
Put your shoe
Like,
on.
It just looked like unlabeled wine, right?
That's just how they do it at the death spa.
Yeah.
They're like, God, I love dancing and doing a lot of really quick
Yeah.
and then just slamming wine.
Once
as a
again,
post-workout.
audio podcast.
Yeah.
Nobody knows what you're
It's
doing at
it's
home.
a quick hair whip that she did 8 times. Watch the movie. if
Beautifully
you're gonna
choreographed.
listen.
Oh, it's almost
Yeah.
as if
I did all the spins. You missed it.
It's almost right. It was a great performance on stage. We'll
I
post
did a
it
reenactment
on
of
YouTube.
all of their
We never
dances.
post anything
All
on YouTube.
3 dance breaks.
So the thing I want to get to is the detectives. Okay.
Oh.
You have Lieutenant Fletcher, right, who thinks he's God's gift to women and the funniest dude that's ever crossed the police force,
Yeah.
right? What? Me?
Nothing.
That's not me.
Yeah, because you're not on a police force.
Oh yeah.
He's obviously a big fat guy, in the movie, and then the whole movie points out that he's a big fat guy. It's just
Jarrett, once again, audio podcast. Nobody knows what you're doing.
I'm staring at you.
the
That's why I wore a shark costume to hide it. Okay.
It's shiny. It deflects.
Anyway, Lieutenant Fletcher.
He's just a big fat guy. I mean, I just remember.
You're like,
give
I
the
got
guy
nothing
a
more.
break. Like he didn't deserve
Well,
all
it's
that
like-
kind of hate. You know what I mean?
Every
He's just
time they show him, he's like,
trying to solve crimes at the death spa.
oh, God, this is how you make people disappear by working them out too much? And then he's like popping like M&Ms.
Yeah.
And like, that's not medicine.
I wonder how
God.
many takes it took to get that scene because he was just with the nuts. He had the nuts or whatever he was doing. Like, yeah, but work them out till they disappear. And probably hit himself in the eye a couple of times. Like, all right, great pacing. Great.
Choked on one a few times. He's like, you got to make him.
It's like, you obviously got the dialogue down. Let's next time maybe not throw the peanut in your eye there.
So
But he's a big fat guy, so that's what he doesn't.
No,
He's not trying. He's
He's-
just hungry.
Stereotypes abound.
Yeah.
Because he's got a multitude of scenes like with the other detective in which she gives us more expository dialogue, and then he goes on to be like, "Oh, burn to ashes. I guess I better tell my wife to smoke in bed." Right? And it's like, Jesus, dude, like, who are you performing for?
Yeah.
Like, it's obviously not her because she doesn't care.
He's one of those people like letting on hints that he actually hates everything. He's like, God, I wish I worked out at this spa. Then maybe I wouldn't have to live much longer. And it's like, okay, we get it. You're sad.
He is from a class of gentlemen that likes to, like the that's what she said kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
He's kind of like the my wife's a bitch. He does a lot of those jokes.
It's just a trope.
Like because I
You
watched,
ever had a wife who's a bitch?
it's a trope. It really it's take
It
my wife,
is.
please. I mean that's the whole thing. But like I was watching with my buddy, and literally when the lady dies and her eyeball pops out, and she's like, "Nice try, Michael." My buddy goes, "Man, it reminds me of my ex-wife." Just like, what? Like
You
you're
murdered your
23.
ex-wife and her
Yeah.
eyeball popped out and she was like, nice
So you
try.
were watching it with Lieutenant Fletcher.
Yeah. Me and Lieutenant, we get together.
So at this point in the movie, we've had the chlorine bleach accident, and then now there's a diving board accident in which, see, this is one of my main problems is because, like, you have the whole Catherine, his ex-wife, haunting the place, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you also have, like, his lawyer and then also, like, another assistant who's sabotaging things.
That was his lawyer?
Yeah, because
that was,
there's
like,
a whole
manager
scene where he's
number
like,
two.
"You don't have to answer these questions. I'm his lawyer."
Oh, right.
Yeah,
I
right?
just blank out.
Yeah,
the
that's fine.
the
movies.
two people are trying to get the spa out of him, and then also the demon possession or whatever.
It
Yeah,
really
there's
didn't-
way too many things going on
Yeah,
in this
there's-
film,
I agree.
right?
Too much going on, and they set the table for some like real ridiculous violence, right?
Yeah.
like some unique violence, and then the diving board came off its hinges.
Yeah.
It's-
Yeah,
like-
and then she
It
plunges
almost-
into water and she's good.
yeah.
It
Yeah.
almost crushed me in the water. It fell straight down.
Yeah.
It did like a pencil dive perfectly. The Olympics would have been like 10 out of 10.
But also, this is where
It missed you.
this is where Fletcher is like also throwing shade and being like, "You don't mind if we dust for Prince, do you?" And I'm like, "For what? The entire club?"
Yeah. Well, and the one black guy that works at the club is going to end up going to jail for murder because he's the guy who installed the thing, And then the detectives will be like,
Closed
"His goddamn
case."
prints are all over the diving board."
He's like, I've seen this before. I'm just going to see myself
It's
out.
messed up,
I know what's coming.
So, did anybody notice David's decor in his office?
Paper?
No. Now, Michael, thank
Michael,
you.
Get him
You guys are
straight.
I can't because one's not.
Is that your problem with me?
No.
Exposed.
Please. So Michael in his office has cow skulls?
Wait a second. Hold on. Wait a second. Are you gay?
No, I'm just like Cats from Cats the Musical because I just love fur.
Man,
I put fake nails on this like morph suit because I thought it looked neat.
Okay, it all makes sense now. Okay. The old bait and switch.
I'm sorry. We just hit a pause. Okay, so Michael's office is full of cow skulls and other Native American artifacts, like beaded vests
I don't
that are
wanna
actually
say
on
he's
like
like-
full
yeah.
vest display.
I don't want to say he's like not Native American, but like
He's
I'm
not.
giving him the best of like
Yeah.
the benefit of the doubt. but
Okay.
at the same time, I'm like, oh, dude.
But that
come on.
confuses it for me because I'm like, is it Catherine or is it a Native American burial ground?
Oh.
True. That's a good
Right.
twist.
You know what? I bet that's the little hint. They're like trying to feed us little breadcrumbs to tell us instead of just showing us what's happening and like giving us the plot that we would want to have in order to understand the movie. They're like, well, just put a couple of Native American artifacts in the background of one of the scenes.
Because he
Why
does
don't you
have
figure
like
that out for
the
yourself?
platinum-plated cow skull in his house,
Yeah.
along with the giant wooden
Also-
wiener next
okay,
to his
David.
front door. See, thank you. Someone else noticed the penis.
I seen it.
It was just next to his front door. He's like, "Hello, I'm home." It's like that. What's that Jewish thing on the front of doors? You're dating a Jewish guy. What is it called?
Come on.
Mezuzah.
Is it
I don't
mezuzah?
know.
Is it
Sure. I
mezuzah?
thought that was a college.
Good word.
I went to Mezuzah.
Mezuzah U or Mezuzah Tech?
It's like a little thing on the front of the door. And it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
ooh,
He had a penis mezuzah.
yeah.
Yeah.
Making up words here.
Every time he goes out for the day, he just gives it a little rub for good luck. Walks out. All right, fine, guys. I see you don't like me touching penises in my bits, and that's it's okay. It's okay.
Well,
with
they
me.
would not like me in my bits then.
No, not at all. So then Michael and Melvin, Marvin, they have a scene that I guess then the room was inspired by because they toss a football back and forth for absolutely no reason.
Go
As dis-
75.
Yeah, as they discuss like the problems and
Do
like
straight
a
people do
possible
this?
murder. No, we don't. Well, there's
Don't
that
tell
one
him.
time.
Don't tell him.
Don't tell them about our football
yeah.
secrets.
Oh, yeah.
They'll know. Like, what are we going to do? Be like, go 30.
But we also we also talk about ongoing death investigations as we're doing laps in the pool,
Yeah.
and a bunch of other things as I guess like not co-owners but like besties that seem to not really care or are not invested in each other that much.
I don't
That
know if
guy was
any-
torn to shreds. Didn't he die?
No,
They were about as invested into the movie as anybody was invested into this movie. Like it didn't feel like anybody was
Yeah.
paying attention.
The
but
only
there was a really
person-
good special effects guy there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
the only
And it's
person who
like-
was invested was that crane operator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like somebody made a shitty meal and they're like, just pour a lot of sugar on it. It'll
Yeah.
be fine. Like more tits and more blood. Just make their face explode off. Like now it's a good movie.
Blow up a hand. It'll be fine. She's got superpowers,
Yeah.
but not until the end. But also, she doesn't use them at the end.
It's too bad.
Yeah.
Like, why
Too
can she
bad.
blow up hands, but she's like, I'll make the sauna not that hot. She picks and chooses.
No,
Yeah,
she really
absolutely.
does. Like it doesn't quite make sense
Catherine's
because,
not the
and
best
that's where I was
supervillain.
confused until it gets really where it's like, I don't know, frozen fish come to life. You know, you really don't.
Did you see the foreshadowing?
Yeah.
The Barracuda, there was like a scene where he's cutting the Barracuda.
Oh, with the sushi guys.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Yeah, but I don't know about you, but I don't know the last time you had barracuda like
Yeah,
for
I was-
sushi.
I don't.
It's
is that
definitely a
thing?
barracuda.
I was
Yeah.
Okay,
thinking back
like
on
it's not like it's another frozen fish. Like it's a barracuda. There's only one fish that has a jaw like that, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's probably more.
I mean,
but
that,
like
it
that's
being
it.
a Barracuda is less
Havana.
unusual than it attacking a man in the freezer. After
The sad part is, like, during that entire thing, the only thing I could think of was, ooh, Barracuda.
yeah.
Thank you. God, someone else. I was just like, ooh, Barracuda.
So the next death is a man who scans his body weight and then proceeds to like do the front press, right? Is that
But
what
they
it's called?
still,
Is
like-
that, like
Even after
Like
he's
that,
dead,
I
they
don't-
like he got ripped to shreds, but did he die? Like they
What
don't
is it?
confirm it.
French press. Oh, fuck
French
you!
press.
Like I went for it. I was like,
He
oh,
died at the French press.
All right, guys. So he did the French press. Thank you for our audience.
Okay, coffee's done.
I can't stop. I can't stop pushing the coffee. Is it strained yet? I can't stop. Because that's the thing is, like, he gets in the open position, right? And I'm like, just let go. He's like, I can't let go. Well, it's not going to go
I
further
could get it.
back.
Like, if it's pushing back, my big issue with it, a lot of the movie, but like, if I'm being pushed back this way, and even on like the cover, on the DVD cover, it shows that guy doing this action
With like open heart surgery?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's, what is that?
He's split down the middle. His neck is even like starting to.
That's
But,
not
like,
what happens.
That's what should have happened. But it was like, my spleen. Like, I don't understand how this.
Yeah, it looks like he
connects to
broke
this.
2 ribs and he
Yeah.
was good.
Not even that. It was like, God.
It
Like,
didn't make a lot of sense.
No.
No,
well, have you seen the movie?
I was blown away.
So after this, Michael picks up his girlfriend from the hospital and proceeds to have a romantic blind asparagus dinner.
Okay, sorry. Has anyone here ever shaved asparagus to cook it? Like, as sexual as this was, he definitely, like, vegetable trimmer, whatever it's called, that asparagus. Like, the skin of the asparagus will not kill you.
Yeah, well, he wanted to make sure there was no foreskin.
Yeah,
because it was very sexual. It was just like,
Are you cut?
Going
Here's
into
my
your mouth. There you go.
asparagus.
That's a really small phallic symbol, though. You know.
Oh, it was
yeah.
very small.
That
but
was-
Right? I mean, it's real small, though, right?
There was someone in the audience that was like, 8 inches, right? And I was like, they know.
And then the movie just moves on. Like it's one of those things.
It was
like
weird. They were at the dinner table, same like face positioning.
Yeah.
And they're like, fireplace.
and he's like, I want you to move in.
Yeah.
And that's it. Like then the movie moves on.
Does she keep her life in her locker?
Yeah, right. Because she goes on one condition: we go and pick up everything that's at my locker at the desk spot.
Which is a book.
Yeah.
She's like, I'll leave my ID in the locker. I just need my book.
So I
Halfway through driving Miss Daisy.
I want to
really
touch
wanna
back
finish
on
it.
something. I know a couple people have messaged me online since I posted the clip, but this is one thing. If anybody has actually an answer for me, we'll do a Q&A at the end. There's a line during the French press scene, right before, where she goes, "You gonna work out for me? You gonna show off?" And he goes, "No, I never exert myself too much in the gym." And then he says, "Besides, I'm beta and you're VHS."
And he
What
is
the hell does that
old
mean?
news.
What does that mean?
I know what that means.
I think he was trying to like put. We know what a Betamax is.
No, I know, but like, okay, so this
Like,
could go
it's a
two
Betamax.
ways, and I'm very curious. What do you got?
Well, Betamax is a superior technology at the time, and then
At the time, though, because this
yeah.
is 1989.
I'm telling
like
you,
DVD is like
it's
5 years away.
it's like the great Edison Tesla, conflict of electricity. I don't know if you guys are nerds or anything.
DC versus.
AC,
AC,
yeah.
yeah.
But yeah,
Great
so,
band.
I mean, we could have gone.
Aren't
that
they
way.
the same thing? Hell's Bells and. I'm sorry.
what were we
I'm
talking
sorry.
about
Move
Tangent.
on. Just, it's a dumb joke.
No,
and,
okay, but basically,
I
like
have-
my thing was like, I think he was like, Beta's the way to go. You're
Oh,
VHS, but little did he know, everyone's like, Beta. Oh,
yeah,
what?
because that's what I'm
Weird.
saying. At this point in 1989, shouldn't Beta have just been dead?
No, I don't think
Well,
so.
he did die. So,
I have a copy of Dirty Dancing on Betamax.
what do you watch that on? Nothing?
Nothing. I
Yeah.
just keep it. Keep it around.
It's just in like a glass box. You're like, this is in Beta, and people are like, you have anything impressive?
No, it's like a lock of Patrick Swayze's hair.
Oh, that's
and
impressive.
A Betamax tape in there, and then also there's a guy that tells me never put baby in the corner.
She's like
Every once in a while, and
And you're like,
It's
how
an
did you get in my
homage.
house?
it's an homage to him.
So you're just not allowed to put the beta cassette in a corner, is what you're saying.
That's right. Nobody puts beta in the corner.
I love it.
Thank you.
Okay. So
I'm on the stage. I'm laughing. Don't
Thank
worry.
you. As long, I mean, nobody.
Nobody puts beta in a corner. That's hilarious.
I mean, I feel good about it.
Yeah.
You know,
As
gonna go.
you should. Way to
I'm
go,
gonna pat
Jeffrey
myself on the
Dahmer.
back all the way home.
Yeah.
right.
Just don't forget to steer.
Just driving like that was a good one. Okay, so I want to move on to.
I love the way you say "on." By the way.
It's all
On.
Baltimore.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I keep
You should
wanting-
hear how he says radiator.
It's just Radiator.
Radiator.
It's Radiator Springs, baby.
Cub Ord. Who does that? It's a South Park character. Goes, Cub Ord. Cub
damn it.
Ord. Who is it? It's somebody. Cub Ord, you guys. Cub Ord.
Okay,
It's all
I gotta
up.
move on. I gotta
It's
move.
the Shit on Jonathan podcast.
I gotta move on.
I'm just a mimic. I will mimic anything in front of me. It's bad. My youth pastor, you give him a call. He's pissed. We can't barely
Why?
get
Because you
through a
grow
sermon.
over the age of 16?
Yeah. Because I wouldn't shut up. He was trying to teach us about, how to not masturbate ever. And I was
What's he, John Kellogg?
Did you guys not go to church? That's what we
No,
talked
I
about.
did. I just was shunned from it. It felt really hot when I went in there.
Oh, it gets pretty hot in there sometimes.
Yeah. Luckily, I'm not Catholic, so it didn't get too hot.
Yeah, I
So
don't like that.
okay, now Michael goes to a paranormal investigator. I mean, loosely
That says it all.
titled, right?
Which is creepy, like glass dildo, where he's like, it was in a fire.
Right, in which he goes, everything that like you're talking about was in the newspaper, right? And then it takes him identifying like the bird's nest situation.
Yeah,
Bird's
yeah.
nest.
And
Right?
he turns around. Yeah, does that big snap around?
Yeah.
It's like, what?
Wait a minute.
Bird's
Now
nest.
I'm listening. Bird's nest. There was one in my office the other day.
Yeah.
Which is just weird. By
We
the
had
way.
birds in
and
our
unexplained.
backyard.
And
the whole movie, that part's not explained.
Okay, you know what's
He
not explained in this movie?
Everything.
What happened to the baby?
What?
Did anyone hear what happened to that baby?
Just
Yeah, it was a
Yeah,
miscarriage.
died in
No, they were like during birth she had a back issue.
Yeah.
You think?
I'm pretty sure the baby, yeah.
Wait, I got more of a problem
died.
with the fact that in every flashback, there's a back issue, but apparently if you light yourself on fire, you can stand up out of a wheelchair and flail around the
That's
room.
true.
How about that?
You also know it's not baby ready.
I'm cured.
That entire house,
What?
no handrails. That baby would just go from the dining room directly into death.
That's your problem.
It's good.
Okay, I also want to know the psychiatrist, or not the paranormal investigator.
Paranormal investigator.
He says, oh, and many people say this. They go, she was burned to unrecognizable ashes. Did anybody else see the flashback in which a guy put her out with a fire extinguisher?
Yeah.
As if the guy doing this stunt burn was like, it's too hot, and somebody just came in and was like, there you go, and then they were just like, just leave it in. Yeah. Like, what was that? Did you see that?
They were like,
I
oh
seen
no,
it.
Catherine's burnt to unrecognizable ashes. It's
I like
Catherine.
that the psychic guy or whatever. He was just like he's playing with the light bulb, and he says, "Oh, it's you could have read that in the newspaper." And then he's like, "I'm not fucking around now."
Yeah.
And then he
Hold
like
on.
sets it down, and he just closes his eyes, and he's like, "A bird's nest." And then it was like, "Well, why did you fuck around with the light bulb in the beginning?"
Yeah,
like
but
what? Do you have
also-
to talk shit to this spiritual teacher in
Also,
order for
why-
him to do his real powers?
Why is he telling a story about the cigarette case that means no substantial value to him, and like he just could have pulled that story out of his ass?
Well, hey, do
Yeah.
you want to smoke?
Yeah. Visual podcasting.
Yeah, no.
Like-
He said, you want to smoke? And he's like, oh, I don't smoke.
Oh, he just blows in his face.
That was one
He's
of
like,
like
asshole.
there was a lot of like Twin Peaks-esque moments in this movie where it was just like wait you're being weird.
Yeah.
Like, you're not even
And-
trying to act.
And this
right
won't
now.
be explained for another 10 years.
Yeah,
Or
ever.
ever.
Or right now, and we still got nothing.
Yeah, it's,
Right? So,
weirdos.
at the paranormal investigator says, I'm going to go and I'm going to investigate the club.
And he's like, my power's more than just like whatevers and beep boops.
That's right.
Oh yeah,
It's like,
there's
you
more to
just
this.
used the
There's
beep
more to my
boop.
job than things. Oh, I'm gonna fall. There's more to this job than things that go boop and beep and right? Like, isn't that the line?
Yeah.
Right? There's more to his job that
Which
goes.
he literally just used something that was like boop 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 boop. Which is
Yeah,
like,
but there's more to it.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you got to use that and use your psychic abilities
And pretending to be an insurance investigator. So,
Yeah.
because you need it,
Yeah.
right? And there's a
need
big
it.
joke on that. He's like, you need it. And you're like,
you're
why?
fucked.
You're right. So at this point, there's a girl that gets a letter from the ghost to tell her to go down in the basement.
Yeah.
Follow
With
my
a map, like the ghost is drawing a map to being like, go here because that's where I set up
Well,
sprinklers.
Did it say it was from Michael or from?
Right.
Yeah, it was from Michael, and so she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna get banged in the basement, I guess." And
Which,
so
like-
she just like run. It's man, I wish there was any woman. I've been married for almost 20 years. I've been with the same woman for almost 20 years, and there's no
What
fucking.
are you,
if I-
23? You got married at the age of 3?
Thank you, thank you very much. I have skin cancer because of my beautiful fair skin, and but it keeps me young.
Good.
But there's no fucking way. If I drew a map for my wife, she'd just yell.
Well, also,
down,
if you
"Where
notice,
are you?"
the map, like, on it, it was like a rectangle and then a darker rectangle.
If you
with,
drew
like,
a map
what
for your
name,
wife,
and it
I
was
like
like,
to
I'll be
assume-
here in the rectangle.
I like to assume that it's just you waiting there and she never arrives.
Yeah, yeah.
like
literally-
any man drawing a map for a woman. Like,
Well, the way
it's
we
just not
live,
happening.
It would just be like one room with like a line, and then like, "Oh, I'm in the other room." It'd be like, I drew a map for you.
It's just an arrow on a sheet of paper, like, that way. And they're like, what's up?
So she never came. Like,
Whoa!
It's true on so many levels.
so she goes down there, and I'm not quite sure what is coming out of the sprinkler system. Is it acid or is it hot water?
I thought it was more chlorine.
more chlorine.
Yeah,
But
like
even-
the girl in the sauna or whatever earlier. She was like, chlorine burns. I
So
thought it was like-
vapor, and then it just turns to water, is what you're
Yeah.
saying?
I thought she got Agent Oranged again.
It's frustrating with these movies because it's like they allow you to suspend disbelief because it's like magic and whatever. But then they'll give an explanation.
Ghosts
that's-
are magic
that's
for you.
Well, yeah, yes, ghosts are magical. Like, mystical, magical, like, anything goes. You could just say, oh, her head just exploded. But then they try to explain it like, oh, she was melted with the sprinkler water. But they could have just, you know what I mean? There could have been
but
something.
not
Yeah,
melted
you're right.
enough to kill her.
Yeah.
It's like,
It's like she
Oh,
ate-
because she's the next scene when the paranormal investigator comes down, she's still like melty, like, help me. And no, nobody does.
And everybody's still partying. They're just like,
well,
right, is this
the party hasn't even happened yet.
Oh yeah, the party's
Yeah.
about to get started. When you're melting your whole body off in a sprinkler, the party's about to get started.
Yeah. So I want to move on to David, who is the twin sister of Catherine. I mean, twin brother. Yeah.
But it's
we've all had the
sometimes
same
the-
drinks. So shut up.
Well, he's been the twin sister a little bit in this movie.
Yeah, right. The twin brother of Catherine, the woman who's dead, she, I guess, is possessing him, right? Like, that's the general consensus, right?
Yeah, but
Is
he literally morphs into her.
Oh, and that weird, like, Morphe, like, when like...
And he's like, no!
That was some special effects.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
it's called a fade.
Like, yeah, they could have kept the camera on a tripod too, maybe, but the guy was like, I'm gonna go handheld with this one.
Right, because his head's up here, her head's kind of like here,
Yeah,
but then
it's
off
like-
to the side.
The guy's like explaining, like, no, if you keep it stationary, then you'll just fade in and out. It'll look like the thing's changing because nothing else will be changing. But then he goes, I'm gonna do this handheld.
We kind of rented rented the Steadicam for that crane shot in the beginning,
Yeah.
so we're gonna have to go ahead and use that.
We got 12 hours with this goddamn Steadicam.
So
I'm having a great time.
I'm having
I
a
feel
great
like you
time.
guys aren't used to somebody going to such extremes.
On death spot.
As they
That's
stay
the problem.
silent, they're like, you're not used to extremes. What?
Yeah. The irony of sitting next to you and saying that is pretty humorous.
So
I don't understand it, so that's okay.
You're dressed very extreme.
Oh, yeah. Okay, now I get it. Oh, I love extreme.
God.
We were talking about this. I was like, if there's a costume party, I'm going to costume.
right.
Yeah, I was in full makeup and a wig last night at
Oh, that's right.
at the Black Rabbit Rose. I almost put on lipstick and stuff tonight,
What
but
a cool place I don't remember going to.
it's oh yeah, there's the good booze at Black Rabbit
Oh,
Rose.
yeah, that's why I don't remember going to.
Oh, God bless.
By the way, guys, if you haven't actually seen it, Comedic Cinema Club, this gentleman's a part of.
hilarious.
It's an improv troupe that drunkenly recreates your favorite movies like Labyrinth, Hocus Pocus.
We did Hocus Pocus last night, and I was the little girl, so she had ridiculously red lips, and it was very fun.
You were the little girl.
Oh, dude, it was so good. It was so good.
Was there a cat? Did you have the cat? The
Yeah,
Sebastian?
Eric played the cat. He just wore like basically your undershirt and just walked around. He's always trying to fuck people on stage. Like,
Yeah.
What do you think I'm doing up here?
It's the stagecraft. No, he was trying to kiss me. Like, he successfully kissed me 4 times on that show.
Well,
and you know, you got to stay in character. You know, and I stayed in character.
Yeah, if you guys haven't
So-
checked it out, I absolutely recommend it. What's next?
We're doing Hocus Pocus at an Air Force base on. No.
That's going to go
They'll eat it up.
We're doing Ghostbusters at an Air Force base on
Okay,
Saturday,
there you
and then
go.
on Halloween night we're doing Hocus Pocus again at Black
Okay.
Rabbit Rose.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, so that's the show, because we just did our pitches.
Bye.
Anyway, so I love it. Okay, so we touched on the party now. The party is starting. It's a Mardi Gras party. Did anybody see the banners that said February 2nd for a Mardi Gras party?
Oh really?
Yep, that's a real thing, right?
Can it happen that early? 'Cause
But
I
it-
feel like it can.
Can it? That's like a month
Can?
early,
I say
though,
can,
right?
Okay, because in St. Louis, Missouri, it's like the second biggest Mardi Gras partier city, like to Louisiana, because it's a big French influenced city. Which I was like, you kept bringing this up, and I was like, I'm pretty sure it's fine.
Really?
Yeah.
I think it's weird. Like, okay, fine.
No, it happens like super early. All our pancake and spaghetti dinners, or whatever
Right.
that shit is.
Okay. So
were right.
moving on.
Believe it,
Like,
yeah.
not a thing, I guess.
But also, like, Mardi Gras parties aren't just like, show up, be a pirate.
yeah,
It's
that's
like-
a weird thing, and that's why that's another thing when I justified like being like tonight is a Halloween party for everybody. Which thanks for dressing up, everybody. I love it.
Alex.
Is the fact
That
that
guy.
everybody looks like a Halloween party. Right? Like everything about it is just like, well, you're in a gorilla suit, you're in a pirate suit, that guy's in a genie suit. Like it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Right?
Everybody in an '80s movie party scene is having a good time.
Oh yeah.
Like everybody's dancing bad.
Well, it's a cocaine.
Just
I was about to say, it looks like they all showed up on blow. Not even like they got there and like, well, I'm in the bathroom.
So I love how it's because Catherine, the ghost Catherine, comes into the computer room where the guy dressed as a pirate is guarding the computer room.
Is her superpower turning people into pigs?
Yeah.
Did anyone else see this where she was like, ah, and he was like,
She
Yeah,
just
was
really likes the Twilight Zone.
yeah, I was
Like,
like, what is happening? That's exactly what it looked like. It looked like that weird Twilight Zone makeup where they're like, I'm your doctor, but a pig.
I also love how it's universally understood in all movies that you're supposed to guard something, but when a woman comes around, you immediately assume you're getting laid.
Yeah. No, he's like,
It's just like,
I really
she's taking up
don't.
her clothes. I guess I don't have to guard this anymore. It's on.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
right?
brutal.
It's
brutal.
weird, though.
It's brutal.
Because
you know?
that's
Buckingham Palace. Just walk right in. You know, you just start taking your top off. They go, oh, geez, I guess we're gonna have to go.
I
in.
tried that once, and they were like, sir.
You're getting the wrong guard.
So-
over there. You got to.
No, I got the right guard, trust me.
You got a special tool for the special job. You know what I mean? You got to get the
Yeah,
right.
I had it.
the thing in this climax that is not properly, I don't
Round
know,
peg, round hole.
portrayed, right? But it's not properly portrayed, but I guess we're supposed to just go along with it, is the fact that, like, Catherine is actually possessing David's body, correct?
Yep.
That's a general consensus, right? So Catherine is possessing David's body, but we see Catherine basically walking around, kidnapping people, tying them to a black light machine, and
So I was like, oh, that'll get
and
me
holding
up
them
to
hostage
now.
as a pirate, right? But if you really think of it, outside of it, this is David doing all this, right?
Yeah.
right?
It's supposed to be, but it's like I don't know. It does. I don't know. I'll give if it's that what the movie's trying to say maybe, but it was definitely not.
The
David,
movie was trying to say too much with too little.
Yeah.
Right, because there are scenes in which like it switches over to David in the nightgown, like laughing at the computer screens at
Which,
all
like,
the nonsense going on.
What
Yeah.
a look.
It's a great nightgown.
Yeah. If I could find it, but I just have to. This is gonna sound really bad. I just
Yeah.
have to wait for my grandma to die, and then I can get it.
The inheritance.
Yeah, exactly.
Good.
Everyone's like,
As long as you
oh,
wear the
God,
nightie."
That
really
brooch.
mean.
That brooch was grandma style.
No,
in
really,
this.
all her Beanie Babies. Like I learned. Okay, this is also gonna sound really bad. But once when I was like 9, I was like, Grandma, when you die, can I have all your Beanie Babies? Because she would collect like the fancy ones. Everyone's like, what is wrong with him? She's still alive. Don't worry. Haven't gotten him yet.
And when you do, what's the plan?
The plan is to be like, shit, I got like $8 out of these.
Yeah.
Why did I want the Princess Diana bear? Ugh.
Okay.
That's a really good one, by the way. If you follow like Beanie Baby currency, that's a high.
All right, so we're at the climax.
Are we?
And this is where, okay, so Tom was the lawyer who was betraying Michael, and he has invited a girl into the sauna, and then his face just explodes. Like,
I
it
like-
just...
I was watching it and I was like, did I miss like a plank shooting through the back of his head?
No,
I'm
Did
guessing
like
that's
because
what
that's
was
what I
happening.
assumed. I was
Yeah.
like, maybe it was like.
no. It just cracks open and, like, oozes out, and that's it.
And she's like, the wood. And then the scene's like, we don't care about you.
Because
'Cause
I've
we don't
never
go back
met
to
her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't think so. I didn't recognize her from anything. It was just. I think it was just another guy just throwing tits at a situation.
Right.
That's actually probably like
I'm
this whole movie.
I mean, it's basically
We
the
threw
solution of
tits at a
1980s
situation.
is throw tits at it.
Yeah, just some big fat cat just going through like, the script's garbage. We'll throw some tits at it. It'll be fine.
put
Also-
her in a sauna, give her some sweaty boobs.
Speaking,
That'd be great.
anybody who actually got our frozen drink tonight knows that it was called Witch Bitch, which is the actual alternate title of this entire film.
Oh, really?
Why?
I don't know.
Oh.
But in other countries, apparently that was like, there's no translation for like spa. So they just named it something else completely. Witch Bitch. There you go.
All right.
What
Right?
would be another good name for this movie?
Ooh, I love this game.
Computer cooter. Like
We have a winner.
Health code violation.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just women and stuff. I don't know. It's I'll have more
Yeah,
prepared.
I'll have more. Yeah, just shout it out. It's
I'm
fine.
gonna shout them out as they come. I had a couple of those witches.
Witch bitch
Witch
out there?
out there, yeah.
So,
It's the name of a drink.
what?
It's the name of a drink, right?
Yeah.
Okay, thank God.
It's
Yeah.
just
I'm
lemonade
just
and vodka.
Screaming
just
bitches out here.
Yeah.
It's
So,
bad.
then-
Santa Ana.
but the thing about the end of this film is that
Party
it's just utter chaos, right? You also have a woman who sticks her hand in a blender, which is never recommended, I don't think.
Yeah.
Right?
No.
And
I like to think some whirlwind of a vortex was like, and she was like, "Oh no!" But also like karma for her.
no, but she stuck it in earlier in the film as a joke,
That's
like
what
a
I was
practical
saying, karma
joke.
at that
oh,
point.
okay.
Earlier she's like, tomatoes, which is like the vegan version of like, ha, ketchup. Like,
It's another.
you know, people are always like, haha, blood, it's ketchup.
But-
But then she's like, haha, tomatoes.
You're saying that there's vegans out there who refuse
don't believe in
to
ketchup
use
'cause they love
ketchup as a blood prop? Is that here?
Something along those lines, sure. I don't know.
I have to finish here.
They don't all
okay?
make sense. That's what I said the
Did
other night. I have to finish here.
So then,
The
like,
blender kept going even though it was no longer
He
connected.
couldn't get it
anything.
off.
well,
Yeah,
at
but
this
Which,
point,
like, I don't think he's ever gotten anything off.
And
Based on what he said about his wife.
I mean, at
Hey,
this
you
point,
chuckle.
It-
Thank
what?
you.
What? Okay, so there's another good. What would be a good thing for him to had said that was in the frame of my wife's a bitch or whatever?
Oh, in
what
this moment?
Because he
Like,
says
yeah.
it all the time.
There-
I can't get this off, just like my wife. It's very obvious, right? Like his
I don't know
jokes
how to
weren't
get
good,
this off.
so
My
it's
wife
just like
usually
mine.
works
So it's
the
fine.
blender. Kitchens.
I just like it's not one of kitchen.
He seems like the type of person that's like, now go make me a sandwich. Like,
Yeah.
ugh.
Okay, so
bake me a cake.
finishing up this movie. Yes, the blender doesn't come off her hand, but at this point, I mean, it's also immediately following a flying barracuda attacking a man's neck.
Which, okay,
Like-
see, this is that same thing where he's like, my gun, and the ghost is like, your hand explodes. But it actually, at this point, it seems like her only superpowers are controlling computers and making hands explode.
Yeah, but then also
Yeah, what's
making
wrong with
Does she do
barracudas
anything besides
come to
those two
life,
things? Well,
you
okay,
know?
that's our third one, Barracudas.
And then-
Ooh.
Tiles, popping tiles.
Oh, I forgot about the pop and tile scene,
yeah.
Pop, pop.
right? Tiles in which
Yeah.
are installed that have pneumatic tubes behind them so that they can shoot off properly when a ghost takes over.
And make sure the computer can control them.
But they
you
can't.
got.
But it doesn't
Specifically,
control
the computer
tiles.
can't control
I
tiles.
still don't believe it.
That,
Yeah.
that computer's a goddamn marvel.
David's a liar.
It saved the club. So after this, then the movie just decides it's done, right? Like Michael goes in, takes his shoe, and electrocutes himself and the club, blows up the
Why
computer,
even use the shoe?
right?
Was he electrocuted himself,
Well,
or was
because
that
you
like
gotta
a
ground
passion
yourself.
murder?
He didn't ground himself well because he still got electrocuted.
Oh yeah, and then
I felt like he was like, because he was killing his wife, with the electricity, that it wasn't. He was expressing emotional pain, like when he was killing her with the electricity. Like, ah!
well,
If you kill your wife, it's brutal. It'll really break your heart.
Dahmer has never been there though. So
No.
And,
Not
okay.
interested.
only killed my people.
so
Messed up.
this is where the movie decides, like, okay, we're gonna show the big explosion, and then like the movie's gonna freeze on like the body, right? But then go on.
Oh, one of my favorite things was when he grabs her. She's crispy. He grabs her, pulls her arm off, and then the cop goes, wait, bam, bam, bam.
Hey, fuck this body! Yeah, she's straight up like.
She said, but
boom, boom, boom.
She knows though. She's very aware. Like
Yeah.
what was the thing? Scream 2 did it, where she's like, I know, and just shoots Mickey right in the head. Oh no, not Mickey. It's Billy Loomis's mother.
Spoiler
She shoots him
alert.
right in the head.
But she's
Her
just
in the
like,
head.
she said it in a way that like she was working at a Quiznos and somebody's about to slice the bread wrong. She's
She
like,
went,
whoa,
"Hold on, hold on, hold
whoa,
on."
you don't need to pull the arm off. Just blow his brains out, you jackass. Like, whoa,
That-
bang, bang, bang.
Side
And then
note
they
on
kind of
Quiznos.
just go outside in slow motion, and then the movie decides to like explode an eyeball in your face for no reason.
Yeah.
Keep it open for part 2. You never know. Death Spot 2. More tits.
That's
Death
We're
Spot
gonna make
2.
$1 million.
Deep fried.
Yeah.
Oh, so
You know this movie was like inspired by softcore pornography
Oh, yeah.
in some way.
It wasn't inspired by. It was done by.
You're right.
So-
it was an homage.
Yeah.
is there anything that we didn't cover that anybody has any questions
The
about?
rest of the film.
Anything like that? Huh? No one ever found the chick that got impaled by the locker.
I
The
was-
forgotten
you
impaled.
Yeah, the one was like, you can get some men in the shower too? Yeah.
1988s aren't much different
I'm-
from today's.
Okay, but that's a great question. How the hell did the locker kill her? Like, is it like a locker,
That's what
like
I've been
hanger,
saying.
like pole?
It was. Yeah.
There was a girl that took clothes off the hanger and she pushed the hanger in. So it's an extendable clothes pole in the locker.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You have the ability to make a supernatural movie where anything's
Why are we
possible.
asking questions?
And it drives me nuts because
No,
you could
it is-
literally be
it's-
like, Zarkon came down and gave me the power to blow brains up, and they'd be like, oh, that's the plot of the movie. Okay, it's a movie, fine. But then they're like, not only she can blow people's faces into a like monkey face at any point,
Yeah.
but now, it's because there's a retractable thing for okay. I'm glad they explained that
Well,
part.
it's like the
I was
whole-
about to not be interested in this movie, but they put a lot into the backstory of the function of the death implements.
I watched the trailer and I was like, great, Final Destination in a workout space. Now I'm never going to go into a YMCA again. But after watching this, I was like, well, I guess I could work out.
Yeah.
I guess I could. It won't kill me.
Anybody else? The safety inspector.
Right, yeah.
They hadn't been invented yet. That's our cop-out.
I think they took a look at the neon sign the next day and was like, yeah, we're good here. Because I'm pretty
fine.
sure that wasn't repaired in time.
I also love, though, that they're like, we're state-of-the-art, but we've got competition. And it's like, competition, I don't think, has people dying every day.
Yeah.
At some point, your 3-month membership and, like, a hookup isn't going to, like, clear people of coming back. Like,
Oh, you mean when like shower towels flew off the wall
Yeah.
and he was like, I'll give you 3 months free.
Yeah.
Like, to
and
what?
a
The death
boner.
spot?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
Martha
don't
got
wanna-
her face melted off last Thursday. Man, that was a real bummer. But remember when I fucked that girl in the spa the one time? I'm never leaving this spa. Always going to be here. Hey, you run about 3% chance of getting your skin melted off. But the pumps, you get so pumped up.
Don't use the French press.
And then don't do it. Don't do it.
Anything else before we move on? Yes?
Oh. What? We got, like, 3 hands,
got-
and
I
we
got a
all
hand.
pointed at
Yeah,
a different
go ahead.
one. We were all like, this one.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So when the threesome was supposed to happen and then the other girl left.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was
I-
some devious chick shit.
She went to go have the threesome that was now a twosome.
No, because I think
Right?
here's what was going to happen. Because like she realized, because Michael was supposed to be boned and down with both these ladies, right? That was the
Right.
plan.
But
And then
also
she-
wanted his actual girlfriend to move in with him, but also swore that he was extremely faithful to his wife while they were married. Like,
yeah. But she knows they're going to do the threesome. She gets a note saying we're going to meet in the whatever downstairs.
there's a map,
Yeah.
and it's
called
in
a
the boiler
basement.
room.
I
So
know
then
you're
she-
from California, but it's called a
a
basement.
basement.
There you go.
I know what it is. I'm 100
They don't
years
have
old.
them out here.
No, but then so she tells her she's going to go home, but she's not. She's going to go fuck the guy that she was going to in the threesome.
Right.
So and now with the other girls, she's all out of dick. You know, so
I'm all out of dick. I'm
so lost
without it.
I know we're wrong. I want to finish that song with you at some point.
Oh, we'll finish.
Karaoke, here we come.
that we
Anything
will.
else? I saw one more hand. Yeah, go ahead. What was up with the random chick that?
Oh,
You mean he's investigating in the middle of the night and then like a door opens, like, oh shit, I'm not supposed to be here. They're filming that one. Yeah, that got a lot of good response. I actually was here for that one when that screened. That what is that?
I like to think it was either Catherine. Is almost what I called her. Catherine.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm
Why are you
taking some
saying it
notes
that
from you.
way?
But I like to think she was like, oh, not my cue. Oh, not yet. Sorry.
Yeah.
Or it was someone on the production team like, are we done with the scene? No. Great. We'll just back that one up.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. That I did see that. Totally missed it, but like, yeah, I'd like to imagine that Catherine applies by like very physical laws when
Oh,
she's
no,
stalking
she
someone.
doesn't. She's got her own.
No, only
laws.
when she's stalking someone.
Even then.
Because she needs to watch them on camera.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah,
she,
who puts fucking even all best intentions, no supernatural stuff? Why would you put cameras in your gym to just look at people working out?
Well, so you can like up the ante and be like, I'm gonna make him work out harder. That guy.
Well, that's
doesn't
what he
need
did.
Any help.
It's insane though. Like even my best thoughts of
David
like how
was
this would be
creepy.
beneficial to people, it's still like what? It's so much money.
Also, what is that
What are the
camera?
membership costs? you
What
know?
is that camera? That looks like an old antique lighting device.
Yeah. no,
Like
it's-
that's not a camera.
I will say also, I don't know what resolution this came out to on here, but
2K actually.
really? So
Yeah.
I got the standard
Really?
definition. I downloaded a standard definition version, and I couldn't see some stuff, and I was like, oh, I need to watch it again, HD this time. So
Sure.
I paid more, got the HD,
That was a mistake.
same version.
Yeah.
There is no HD. I was already at max resolution, and
So there was one more hand, but also, like, where was she? I want to
Who?
see her on screen being like,
Oh, you mean the girl from the poster?
speaking of,
yeah, I love her. She's
Holy
my
moly.
favorite. And I didn't even see her.
that's out of control. That's too much.
That was.
That's what you kind of wish the movie was.
It is.
They're pretty
She's
much.
like
Yeah.
sexy, but she's also serving.
So we
like,
have one more hand.
Slim.
Where was it? Yeah. Oh,
Everyone loved that door.
okay.
All right. There.
yeah. Yep.
So the comment
think
was
I
that
deserve
half
an
the
applause.
bodies weren't found that were actually in this movie, and you're absolutely right. I think one was found, the girl that got melted in the basement. Right? That's about it. I mean, other than no,
Yeah.
that's just done.
He's just
It's
laying on like the basement package ramp.
the conveyor belt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
wasn't a conveyor
Also,
belt.
why is the entire club uplit in like pink? Like the entire club's just pink.
The 80s.
But also, like,
Cocaine.
I
a hell
love
of a joke.
Catherine's ghost was like, what I'll do to kill everyone is fire and lock a door. So I was like, we've seen Carrie before.
Oh, and
Be original.
seriously, my line that I like was the way she goes, "Fuck computers," and then she shoots the guy's like, "Oh, we can't get out. Yes, we're gonna burn to death." The computer locked the door.
What is
And then the lady's like, "Oh, fuck computers," and then she shoots a window. There's a
she
lot
doesn't
of
know
that.
what a computer is. She's
Yeah.
like, computers are glass.
I do feel
man."
like 1989 was one of those years where like the idea of a computer didn't really make any like people were like, "Oh, we
Well, the
we
idea
could
of
probably
hacking
grow
didn't make
pumpkins
sense.
with a computer." Like,
I've
oh,
been-
I get it. That's the future. Okay, yeah.
I've been at home hacking. What's that? It's not masturbating, but it is playing with a computer program. So it's kind of like playing with yourself, I guess.
Yeah.
I love that the detective when he hands him a huge stack of computer printouts. As if that's like the most airtight alibi. Like, I hope this is good enough for you.
And
Give
then
them back
he goes,
next
"I'm gonna
week."
need those back."
Yeah. For what? He's like, it's taxes? It doesn't make any
There's
sense.
a lot of people that need to see this.
We didn't see any of your printouts from that one day that you were hacking a lot. Do you have those? Oh, yeah.
Well,
at
not the
home
ones about
hacking.
computer espionage and fraud, because that's what I would actually get into. So we have a very interesting rating system here on the show. Basically,
Oh, I get
there
it.
are 4 Jaws movies, right?
Yes.
And it goes from Jaws, the classic, all the way to Jaws, the Revenge.
Okay.
Right? And I think you pretty much understand where
But-
we're going here,
so
right?
Through 4.
Is it a rating system that has individual qualifiers based on the number? Like, so if I say Jaws 4 is not better than Jaws 1.
Correct.
Okay. All right.
I'm like,
It's like
you're
a
getting
1
way
through-
more complicated. I'm just like, Jaws 4 is a piece of shit.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Okay, good.
But yeah, that would be like 4 stars for Jaws 1 versus
Yeah.
1 star for Jaws. Like, where does this fit for you? Like,
backwards.
and I think it's something interesting because maybe you haven't seen like Jaws 3D.
I haven't seen Jaws 3D. I've seen Jaws 1 and 2. But this felt like a sequel without a first movie.
This felt like Jaws 5.
Right?
It did.
It felt like this was like, oh man, how would they get all that money that it would cost to make this film that is so shitty?
What's also weird is this was filmed in like 86, 87, and it took like 3 to 4 years to get out.
It's insane.
Yeah.
I like the blood. I'm gonna give it Jaws 2.
Oh,
Wow. Wow.
I you know
my what is with you?
I'm gonna watch this movie with my children and my children's children. And this will
You're going to be like, those are boobs.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, what a great way to teach your kids about the birds and the bees and the
the dead
circle
birds
of life.
and the bee that got its hand stuck in the blender.
The possibility of an afterlife. I mean, there's so much curiosity.
And what to
You
do
too
with your
can
ex-wife.
come back from hell and convince your significant other to just commit suicide to go to hell with you.
Come live in hell with me.
That's something
Oh,
we
yes,
didn't talk
come-
about. Sorry.
come-
Why
yeah.
did she come back from hell to convince him to come to hell with
'Cause
her?
she's jealous.
I thought, if you did that to yourself and you got condemned to hell, there's no, here's a weekend pass to bring a visitor back with you.
Well, I do love her pitch. She's like, come live in hell with me, for eternity.
There's not a
All right.
big, woo, okay, the hell has better death spas. What do they have? She didn't even upsell it to him.
Well, they have hell spas.
Do you think
Which is another movie from 1992.
Oh, no.
Do you think that her personality didn't change at all throughout the entire movie? That's how she was before she died? Before the accident,
She's like, get a spinal injury with me.
Yeah. Michael, come to the sweet tomatoes with me, Michael. I miss you, Michael. Michael.
Because she's a vegan.
Come to the TCBY with me, Michael. You guys have TCBY?
Jarrett, what do you give it?
There's not a Jaws for it. Not like Jaws 4, but there's just nothing for it. There is nothing for it. Jaws 3,
Okay.
I guess.
Yeah, because
It's like
I was
a
gonna say
week,
Jaws 3 as well, because it's it takes something that could be good, right, and then just turns it on the ridiculous side.
Okay,
of
I had to
things.
watch this twice. I'll say that. The first time I watched
You had to watch it twice to get ready for this event. I'm 10 times.
Yep.
See, okay, the first time I watched it, I was like, I just remember looking at my phone.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Oh, no.
What's interesting is that our audience tonight can't really do that, so they actually had to sit there.
I know, they
an
were
hour and
like,
a half.
all right, I wish I could check my Tinder.
This is a good movie to watch in a group, though. I think it's a great
Yeah,
movie
no,
to
it's
watch.
great, but if you have to suffer through it alone, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Or if you're smoking a lot of weed, though.
That's it. But when I do
Touche.
that, I just forget the movie, and I'm like, well, I have to watch it again. But then again, I had to watch it again, so
to wrap things up, we had a
denied myself a good time.
a very strong opinion about things, and they seem to be negative. But there's people out there that seem to have a positive opinion of this film, and we asked them that they give us 5. So here's Gimme 5. Our first 5-star review tonight comes from Sarah Welty, written January 4th this year, actually. Just writes, a harrowing tale of control technology. A+++++.
She's like the 80-year-old that's like, I watched this on accident, and I just want to make my point known that controlling technology sucks.
I feel
She figured out how to use an iPad.
that's probably the same person that sends me friend requests and then is like, "Hey, pal," and then hey, what's up? They're like, "Watch my videos."
Oh.
It's then it's just
That's
more porn.
that's us, but hey pal, can you get us into the park for Disney? I don't know you, and you were a bully from high school.
That's me at Ralph's, and oh, you work at Disney? I just got off a 10-hour shift. Oh, you want to take me to the parks? That's a great joke, but I don't feel like laughing.
Yeah. So the next one comes from Charles Flatt, written in 2004. He writes, I didn't think it was possible for a movie to be made this well.
See that? The Russian
Already.
bot, I tell you.
Yeah.
The cinematography and editing are amazing. And talk about realistic. Wow. Not only the best horror movie of all time, but the best movie of all time.
This guy's being a dick.
Yeah, right?
He worked on the
Yeah,
movie. I fucking love the crane shot.
I will say this. The decomposing bodies, all that stuff, that was great. But I like to think this is the guy that was like,
It was great for like
I
horror
visited
nights.
Laura in the hospital. Was that her name, Laura? Yeah. He was like, I was the costume designer, and I was the one that was like, no bra, no shirt. We're gonna drape some creepy cloth over her boobs and call it medical. Go.
Yeah.
Like, that was this guy.
That's proper medical care.
To finish it up, the only downside is that it's so well done that no other movie can compare. Sadly, I will never enjoy another movie as much as this one. 5 stars.
I feel
Well,
like
it sucks to be him.
every sentence would have had to start with like, "Oh, it's the best movie I've ever seen." Oh, it shit made it so.
I mean, he could be
good.
facetious, but like I like to
Never
read
could
it
make
like
a
he's
movie
serious.
better.
And then, okay, so I say the best for last.
There's a third.
And this is written in 1999 on IMDb.
Gonna party like it's 19.
Right?
You're
So
a
this is
graduate.
before podcast, before anybody could have written something facetious about this movie. Like, this is a real
They could
possible. I
have.
mean, they could have, but like, you know what I mean? Like,
It would have taken effort.
this is before they
Taking
wrote
an
something
ad
that
in a
could possibly have
newspaper.
gotten attention on like this show or any other show, right? So here we go. What? Before trolling? Is that
Yeah.
what the statement? Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. All right. Titled Incredible, written by Death Spa Maniac.
Wow.
I hope they regret that.
They might
'Cause
after
you
this.
can't change those.
Where is this review?
This is IMDb.
Okay.
Wait, no, this is Amazon.
Do you think the Death Spa Maniac made like reviews on other movies?
They're like, not as good as Death Spa, but I do like Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
It was 9-year-old me.
Okay, here we go. This movie has improved the quality of life in my household.
See,
It has set the bar higher for the standard in horror films. This movie has moved me in a way that a true love only could.
Oh, they're single.
I've given this movie 5 stars because it's incredible acting, direction, and script, and I was on the edge of my seat with excitement the whole time. A must-own for every house in America.
yeah,
5 stars.
that's another bullshit review.
Yeah, that is.
Have you seen? Have you guys?
But
looked
it's
at-
improved the quality of life.
Oh yeah. Have you?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Oh,
They
they
were like,
actually.
Oh, you
I
wrote this,
masturbate
didn't you,
for
Kevin?
5
You
hours.
wrote
It was
this.
so good.
to a 13-year-old, this would improve your quality of life.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
They were like,
Mom-
my mom won't let me see boobs, but she'll let me rent R-rated, so this one worked out.
Oh yeah,
Well.
Basic Instinct was a real gym at the at the
Gem or Jim?
Jim.
gym. That's my dad's name.
Oh.
It was a real gym. You stole it from
No,
him.
I remember we'd go to Vaughn's and we'd watch it, and it was.
You'd watch it at Vaughn's?
No. We'd rent it at Vaughn's, and we'd watch it at my buddy Brian Abbott's house because he was allowed to watch The Simpsons.
Aisle 5's
so-
got the VAD shot if you want to check that out. The ice pick's on 3.
Yeah.
Kevin, do you have anything to pitch before we go?
I would just like to tell people if you're not here, which of course you guys are, then you should come here at some point because I do like this is a cool event. You got booze
Thank
and
you.
popcorn
Thank you.
and
Boobs and popcorn?
boobs and popcorn.
Yeah.
I
boobs,
will warn.
boobs,
There's no
popcorn.
boobs in Mac and Me.
Yeah, it's
They tried.
That alien
try it.
cheeks, those are boobs.
Yeah,
That was someone like, we'll make an alien.
There
but we
is
kinda
naked
gotta
aliens,
make it a
though.
little sexual.
By the way, Mac and Me, everybody, I know you guys have seen it, but for those at home listening, November 30th, that's our next live show. So if you're in the Southern California area, please come out, Mac and Me, here at the Frida Cinema.
Oh, and if you like me being an idiot, I do
Yeah.
it every week on Rippin' and Skippin' podcast. It's a character improv sketch show that I make with sound effects and voice modulation with my buddy Evan Cassidy, and it's a lot of fun.
Hell yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
Jared, you got anything to plug?
Huh?
I'm just asking.
Can't say it on air. That hasn't stopped me before.
Oh, plug.
Anything you
I
wanna
get it.
plug?
God damn it.
But plug.
Well, I'll just put it out there. Those of you who are new to the show and everything, please follow us on all social network at Bombs Away Show. You can write to us, contact@bombsawayshow.com. Ladies and gentlemen, if you had a good time tonight, let me hear you make some noise. Thank you. We are Bombs Away. We'll be out in the lobby if you want to come talk to us. Thank you for joining us tonight. Please join us, Mac and me, November 30th. Have a good night, guys.
Hey everyone, this is Jarrett with Bombs Away Podcast. I'm here at the Frida Cinema, once again recording for your all's pleasure. Frida Cinema, that sounds pretty familiar. Oh yeah, it's because we bring it up so much. It's where we live, it's where we record. Now, you may know of the Frida Cinema, but you may not know enough about the Frida Cinema. So the Frida Cinema is a program of the Long Beach Cinematique, and it's located in Santa Ana in Southern California. It services neighboring communities as a non-profit art house cinema dedicated to educating, connecting, and enriching communities through the art of cinema, which is a pretty amazing experience. But how do they do that? Well, one of the ways they do that is with shadow casting. So shadow casting, if you don't know, is whenever they have a cast below the screen acting out the movie as the film is projected behind them, which is pretty neat. But that's not all. They also get audience participation, so you feel like you're part of the film, that you have that amazing enriching experience. Some of the films that we do shadow casts with are Little Shop of Horrors, Rocky Horror Picture Show, Repo the Genetic Opera, and The Forbidden Zone. When was the last time you heard of The Forbidden Zone? Am I right, ladies? Other things that we do, if you're not into shadowcast but you love that audience participation, are special events. We've done Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, and it was a lights and sound spectacular, and there were also words along the bottom of the screen that helped you know when to participate in the film. And maybe you just want to watch a film, which is okay, because the Frida Cinema does show films, but maybe you want to watch a film in a different atmosphere. Well, the Frida Cinema has rooftop showings. Some of the films that have shown on our rooftop are the most recent Beauty and the Beast, or Ghostbusters, and Jurassic Park. One of the cool things that happened with Ghostbusters and Jurassic Park is we actually had guests. For instance, Jurassic Park had the guest of the Jeep Wrangler, you know, that nice tan and red Jeep that we see just driving all around that park. It's an amazing photo opportunity, and it's something you get to brag about to your friends and post on that Instagram. If you want more information about the showtimes, location, and everything film and entertainment related to the Frida Cinema, just go to www.thefridacinema.org. You can also follow on Facebook at facebook.com/thefridacinema, and on Instagram and Twitter at thefridacinema. The Frida Cinema, for the filmmakers, the film goers, and for you.
This has been a production of Big Bulb Entertainment, executive produced by Jonathan Young. For more media and information, visit us at www.bigbulbentertainment.com. Big Bulb, what's your bright idea?